and she was quite balanced. She was saying, if you want to do it, if you don't want to, if you want to have it traditionally, have it traditionally.
She wasn't being
if
balanced.
you want to,
She wasn't being no.
But did she not make that statement?
She did make that statement, but you cannot make a statement and say, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, do it. But
but because that's her POV.
Issues, but I'm going to do it.
But that's how life is. That's her opinion.
That's what I'm saying. But she has an influence.
So because you have an influence, and this is what
you have to be cautious with what you say.
We watch a lot of YouTubers and a lot of social media influencers, and a lot of things I've found common with what they say a lot of the time is, I don't want to be anybody's role model. I don't want to be anybody's role model. Because now they've realized that because of this platform they have, they are very limited in what they say and what they do.
Yes.
This is Real Dilemma Podcast with Regina and Dorcas.
Hey guys!
Welcome to another episode of Real Dilemmas Podcast. Why did you look at me like that?
I don't know.
Guys. Welcome to another episode. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
Yes.
We love that we've gotten a good number of subscribers, but please subscribe.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone, the new subscribers. We see you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining the family. Yay! We need a round of applause.
It does, actually.
Thank you guys so much for the engagements and everything that you've done over the last couple of videos.
Yes, and please continue to comment.
Yes.
Give a comment. Share and all that good stuff. My name is Dorcas.
And I'm Regina.
And this is Real Dilemmas Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the podcast.
I have to say yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Right. As always, we'll do our word of the day, and before we go into the episode proper.
Do you have a word of the day?
I have a slang.
Oh, slang. Sorry, yeah. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so I'll start. Okay.
Yeah,
so I've got my word of the day, and my word of the day, guys, today is. Let me just get it up. All right, so it's alacrity.
Alacrity.
I don't know if I'm saying it right because it's sounding very Nigerian, very very Yoruba-ish in my ear. Alacrity.
Alacrity. I've heard it before, but I don't know what it means.
Okay, so it's alacrity, guys. You can Google it and like Google sound it to see if I'm saying it right, but it's spelled we'll spell it out anyway. ALACRITY. Alacrity.
Okay.
So what it means is basically cheerful readiness. Or promptness, or willingness, or like someone that's eager or enthusiastic. Yeah, so giving like an enthusiastic response or an eager response, or so that's what it means.
Use it in a sentence. So
in a sentence it says, when the opportunity to volunteer came up, she accepted with alacrity.
Really?
Like excitement, like eagerness, like yes, I'm gonna do it.
Alacrity. I don't know why I felt when I heard the word. I thought it meant like I don't know. I don't know.
What did you know? Say.
I thought it was a negative word.
No, it's actually a positive word.
Alacrity.
Yeah. Alacrity. Alacrity. I would have done the Google sound, but I didn't want to go into it. So.
Alacrity.
But that's what it means. So what's your word? What's your slang? Is it opposite?
I don't know. Growing up, I heard that word a lot.
Yeah, alacrity. Nigerians use a lot of big words.
Yes, but we don't know what it means.
But sometimes we use it in the wrong context.
Exactly. So now I think I heard it in the wrong context. And growing up, you wouldn't question whoever used the big word. Like,
Yeah, they sound smart. So yeah.
Yeah. But now that I'm older, sorry, what does that mean?
So guys, you already know why we bring this word so that you can introduce it to your vocabulary. So yeah, we need to start using it on like every day.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna implement this one.
Alacrity.
That's a good word. She answered with so much alacrity.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like the word. My slang for the day is wahala.
That is so opposite to what I just said.
I know. That's so opposite.
Wahala.
Sometimes you do like synonyms.
Yeah. But
mine is wahala. So wahala is a Nigerian pidgin word that generally means trouble,
wahala,
problem, or difficulty. It can be used to express inconvenience, fuss, or bother. However, the meaning can shift based on context.
Facts.
Every Nigerian slang can shift based on
We were saying this recently, I think
Yes.
on a couple, I don't know which episode, but we were saying
Yeah.
it that we can, I think it was, what was
Abi.
Abi.
Yeah, depending on the context.
Yeah. Because you can, how can you use wahala? How can you use in a positive context? Can we?
So the example is no wahala.
No wahala, no problem.
But if there's problem,
Wahala
day.
Is it? Wait, I think we're just very expressive as Nigerians.
We are.
So when we say certain things, I think that's what makes it sound however we want it to sound.
Our tone, our facial
the dexterity of our voice.
Dexterity!
Girl! I'm an English scholar. No, I'm not. I think I got like a D in English actually. No cap. I think I failed English. I didn't do well in English.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't because I'm still speaking English.
Exactly.
So yeah, the dexterity of our like voice and volume and things like that is what really, what's the word? Accentuates. I'm trying to use big grammar, and then I'll flop. But yeah, that's what makes it, wahala.
Meaning there's problem.
That's serious. That's very serious. But when you're just with your friend and maybe someone says something, wahala.
Meaning there's problem. Or sometimes, when you're on a call and you want to end the call, you're like, all right, no wahala now.
No wahala, like no, later, like, no problem. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
That's true.
No wahala.
I love the fact that we can like use these things anyhow and we get it.
Yes.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, yeah.
But that's a Nigerian pidgin word.
Wahala. Nice.
Yeah, so that's my word. So speaking about wahala, there is wahala in the streets of social media again.
Is there?
I come to you with wahala.
See, why you always the one bringing? You're always bringing.
So no, because I'm always bringing these things here. It might seem as though. Let me echo. It might seem as though I'm always on the streets of social media, which I am. Sometimes.
Are you really? Yeah, sometimes. I think it's just when there's something happening.
Yeah. So when there's something happening,
you're usually the first to know. Yeah, true.
But yeah, for those of you who are not on the streets of social media, please tell me thank you in the comment section.
Thank you.
I'm bringing the gist to you guys.
Ew.
So there is this surrogacy wahala now.
Oh.
On the streets of social media.
Okay.
And it's, how do I get into it? Okay, so for those of you who do not know, there's this lady called Ife. Ife is the founder of Diary of a Naija Girl.
Okay. And
Diary of a Naija Girl has been existing for a while.
Do you know, I didn't really know until recently when you sent me.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
The video.
So she's been there for.
I was gonna ask, is she the one that's married to this guy that does crazy edits?
Yes.
Is that her?
Yes. That's her, and that's her husband.
Because I actually have known her husband more than I knew her.
Really?
Yeah, because I just used to enjoy his like creative
videos,
and he works with the transition with outfits.
Yeah.
And he works with like different celebrities.
Exactly.
That's
So he did one with her.
Yes, I think I saw. I literally just went down the rabbit hole on their social media when you sent me. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. And then I saw they have a YouTube channel as well.
Now they have a YouTube channel. Now
they're in America. I think in America or Canada.
They're in the US, yes.
Oh, in the US. So, anyway, yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Okay, so quick backstory. He first started Diary of a Naija Girl. You know what? Let me take you back.
Yeah, because let me take you guys back. What is that context about? English, excuse me.
Her content.
That's the word.
Okay, so the kind of content she puts out is content like empowerment content.
Okay.
Contents that empower women.
All right, nice.
So some people view her as a feminist. I wouldn't say she's a feminist. Yeah, because she's always pro-woman.
Oh, nice.
Uplifting women. All those kind of contents, basically, is what she does. And then she also does dilemmas. Dilemmas from women. And then women will, advise and stuff.
Like what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but we're on podcast doing the same dilemmas.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I'll go back to why it's a space that one needs to be very careful in.
Okay.
Being that you're on a platform and uplifting women, and then women are looking up to you. So let me take you back.
Take it back.
See, I'm all over the place. That's how
my
mind works.
It's all right, baby. We accept you like that.
Just follow me, guys. If you're following me, leave a comment and let me know you're following me.
Yes, sir.
So Ife now, created the platform, and then that's basically what she does. That's what her content is about. She got engaged to be married.
All right.
Then sold Ashwebi, did everything, got hall, paid for everything. Like wedding was closed.
Okay.
Everybody sold their Ashwebi, every. And then one thing led to another. She called off her wedding.
Not to this guy.
Not to this guy.
Oh.
Her previous guy. She was in a relationship with another guy. One thing led to another. She called off her wedding. So I think.
Do we know why she did that?
I saw an interview where she said.
He cheated.
No.
He cheated.
Yeah. Funny enough, it had nothing to do with that. She said but then again, I feel like Ife maybe was trying to protect the guy.
Facts.
There's more to it because you cannot just call off a wedding because according to her, she's an overthinker, and then he gave her reasons to overthink more. Do you get?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Okay.
That she felt like she was in a relationship with someone who was not emotionally available and made her overthink more because she's an overthinker.
All right.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
So she said, okay, she felt like this marriage will not work. But then again, that's something you would have known before the wedding. So that was what actually put her in the limelight. The first thing. She started the platform, but it wasn't so big. It was somewhat like Wives and Mothers.
Okay.
Not too loud. But after she called off her wedding, people were like,
whoa. Yeah. Because naija, people just love the craziness of life.
So people started debating about it, like, why would somebody call off their wedding after people had paid for hall, paid for dress, paid for vendors, everybody had been paid, right? She called off the wedding. People started dragging her on Twitter. Guys that were anti-feminists were dragging her, tagging her, and saying she has ruined the guy financially.
Was the guy in the limelight as well?
No.
Okay.
No. But that's what basically put her there.
Okay. So that's what made her blow in that sense.
So her platform, grew bigger. And then after that, she started standing more for women and advocating more for women kind of thing.
As she should. Yeah, nice.
After a while, she got married. She relocated with, she got married to
the guy. I don't even know his name, but yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't know your name. I should have.
We should have researched.
Yeah, because he's not like his
He's actually a big deal. He's a big deal, but we just don't. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I truly just consume his content. I actually don't know his name, but
yeah,
he's a big deal, guys.
Yeah, he's a big deal. So
we'll find his name and probably if we can, we'll put it on the screen.
So she got in a relationship with the guy. They relocated together, got a house together, and everything. It was after they relocated they got engaged.
All right.
She got engaged, and I think she's married to the guy. I don't know if I think
she's married. Yeah.
Right now, right?
I think so. Because
I
saw a video of her recently saying, "Oh, she's going home. She was away from her husband for like 2 weeks, and I can't wait." She was like, "Oh, I can't wait to go back to my husband."
Okay, maybe she hasn't put out the.
I didn't know she was actually that. She's actually like 42.
Yeah.
She's in her 40s. Yes. She looks so good.
Yes. So she got married. So another reason why people were dragging her. Yeah. Another reason why people were dragging her is because
she got married older.
No, she was in her 30s when she called off her wedding.
God rest. Okay.
So people were like, at your age,
get over it. We're in 2025, guys. Get over it. Okay, yeah.
So they called off the wedding and everything. So back to the surrogacy wahala that's put Ife in deep doodles.
Is it that deep?
It's deep. People were dragging her.
I don't think she cares really.
But then I think. Okay.
Let's carry. Okay. We are digressing too much.
So she made a video. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
She made a video saying, almost said, Instagram.
Insert video here.
Yeah, I'll insert the video, but I also want both of us to hear right now.
All right.
So she made a video about surrogacy. Talking about why she.
So wait, can I ask, because we've both watched the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you something. I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ask you. I wanted to ask you on the podcast. The video she made, is she saying that or is she just not advising? Is she just like speaking on people that want to choose surrogacy, or is she saying that she herself, that's what she's going to choose?
She's saying she herself is going to choose surrogacy.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that.
And then people were dragging her apart, and then she made this video. 1 second, I'm going to play it.
Surrogacy, except she no longer has a womb, or for some reason she's unable to have children. Lies! Quick backstory. The other day I did a post and said if you're over 30, you're single, and you want to have children in future, please freeze your eggs, and every other thing I said. Internet people came for me. They said, Ife, people are poor, there's poverty in the land, not many people can afford it. Even after I had said this thing is expensive. Okay, listen, I'm about to trigger the internet people again. If you're a woman, you have no fertility complications, you can carry a child to term, and you decide by yourself that you don't want to do that and you want to use a surrogate instead, your decisions are valid. You don't owe anybody any medical report, apology, or an explanation. Let's make the story personal here. I have a womb. I don't have any fertility complications. I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate. I know many people are genuinely curious. Anytime I say this, they will always ask, Ife, why don't you want to carry a baby? You know, you can carry a baby. You're healthy. I'm not going to tell you. I just don't want to use it. I don't want to use my womb, okay? You don't owe anybody any explanation. People expect that people who use surrogate or want to use a surrogate must have a tragedy story. It's not true. I don't have a tragedy story. Not everyone does. I figured out what offends people is the autonomy that a woman dares say, I choose not to go through childbirth and pregnancy. The audacity. It shakes the table that society has taught women to kneel beside. That if you don't bleed for it, you don't deserve it. That if you don't go through the pain of childbirth, the joy of motherhood is invalid. If you've believed this all your life, put your hand on your head and say, I'm unlearning this. I'm unlearning this. Thank you very much. Should women carry their babies if they really want to? Yes. Should women use a surrogate if that's what they really want? Also, yes. I know many of you will come at me with, if I read the room, even surrogacy is expensive. I'm reading the room, guys. The women around me can actually afford it. And the women who can't would do it if they could afford it. I pray that when it's time, that you have the means to do this, if that's what you really want. But let's be honest, money is not the reason people are angry at the idea of surrogacy. People are angry because you have the freedom to choose and the audacity to actually act upon it. That seems to offend people more than anything else. But why?
No woman. So, that's the video.
Okay.
Oh, I just saw a friend's comment on her post. This is such a disgusting view.
Wow.
This comment section is giving exactly what it should give. Like, these are comments that people left on the post.
Is this your friend?
No, random comments.
Oh, okay.
Someone said, would you say this 15 years ago?
Can we get into the video? Because I was going to say something.
So that's basically the video. So what do you have to say about the video?
So, first of all, can you just describe what surrogacy is?
Okay, good.
To those that don't know.
Yeah, for those of you who do not know, let's, define what surrogacy is. Hold on. So, surrogacy, according to dictionary, is the action or state of being a surrogate. The process of giving birth as a surrogate mother or of arranging such a birth.
Okay.
So, meaning, if you want to be meaning as a surrogate, you're
literally a host.
Yes, your body is being used by someone else.
Yes.
To have a baby.
Yes.
Right?
So it's basically, sorry to cut you, it's like so the people that want to have the children, the couple, it's there in a heterosexual relationship. That is man and woman.
Yes.
So it's the man's sperm and the woman's egg infused together and inseminated into the host, another person to carry the child. That's what it is. So it's technically, biologically, still the couple's child. However, it's just being carried by someone else. That's what surrogacy is.
For 9 months. For 9 months by someone else. And giving birth, like the person would give birth to the child and return the child to the owner. Parents. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not what's the other one? It's not like IVF.
It's not IVF. Yeah.
It's not IVF where the woman needs help.
The woman can, but they can't just conceive the natural way. So they would inseminate the sperm into the woman. So her eggs are still.
Or sometimes they would do like the sperm and the woman's egg outside the woman's
test tube in a tube
outside the woman's body, and then insert it into the woman's body.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our little definition of how surrogacy works and what it is, right?
Yeah, for those of you
that don't know, and you can research some more to get more information. However, going back to the video of her saying that, so let's start from the beginning. She's saying that, so the traditional way of having children is the way we all know, right? Either via vaginal or cesarean or whatever. A woman carrying her own child. So now she's coming to say that, technically saying it's okay if people are choosing to use surrogates rather than carrying their own children, And the reason why a lot of people, like the common reason why a lot of people use a surrogate is because of the fact that medical issues, or there's another one I can't remember.
Medical issues or inconvenience.
Yeah. So that's the conception. So the real actual, like the common perception of why people use a surrogate is because maybe you think this woman has medical issues, or this couple cannot carry their own child.
They're either infertile.
That's the word I was looking for: infertility or medical issues. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. That's a common reason. Mm-hmm. Now she's now saying that a woman does not have to have these reasons to want to use a surrogate. Mm-hmm. She can choose to say, I want to use a surrogate because of other reasons aside medical or infertility.
Yes.
So that's where the controversy
lies, yes.
Okay.
Because she now doubled down and said that take me, not me, take her. She said, take me for an example. I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me.
Yes.
I'm fertile. I just don't want to carry my baby. That's where the dragging started.
Yeah.
So people started dragging her.
So what sort of dragging was she getting?
She got a lot of dragging. Like, it's a very poor view. Now, so people are saying she's encouraging people to exploit the poor. Because there are people who, especially in Nigeria, we're talking about Nigeria now. Okay. Because her audience is largely based in Nigeria.
Okay.
So people are saying this is something that the rich use to exploit the poor.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning a rich person is a rich person's way of, exploiting the poor. I have money, I dangle it in front of you and tell you, come be my surrogate. You don't have medical issues.
Okay, I understand. Because I'm thinking, sorry to cut you, when you were talking, I'm thinking, how is it exploiting? Because she started saying that, it's a financial thing. It's like, not everyone has money. People are poor in the land. That was what she said, right? But I'm thinking, whoever is going to do this has to be in that tax bracket of having the money to do it anyway.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Which is, according to Nigerians, the rich.
Yeah, so the rich are the ones that would do. So now what you're explaining is the fact that the rich will now go and find someone that is not necessarily rich
and then give you money and say, come do this.
Yeah.
So people are now dragging her because...
But is that exploiting?
So, right.
Let's get into it, babe.
Let's get into it. So, according to people, I'll give my own opinion at the end of this, but according to people, it's exploiting in the sense that they cannot, for some people, it's not what they really want. Carrying a baby for 9 months is like a lot on their bodies.
So don't do it.
Don't do it, right? But then it's because they need the money. And that is what you're dangling in front of them.
Well, it's your choice. Everyone has a choice to make in life. If you choose to do it, that's your choice you've made. Right. So I don't necessarily see that as exploiting. I see it as you offering someone something and the person saying, yes, I accept.
Yes, I accept.
It's just like prostitutes now. This is another digression, right? I'm using prostitutes. A lot of people that are prostitutes don't want to be prostitutes. They didn't start off to be prostitutes when they were growing up. I didn't want to say I want to be a prostitute when I grow up. But because of circumstances and situations, they found themselves in that line of business, right? But at the end of the day, everyone has a choice to make, because there's another person that came from the same background as you, that chose to be a prostitute, that didn't choose that direction. And suffered or found other ways, but you chose that direction.
Yeah.
So it's on you now. So that's why I don't know. It's so controversial because I don't necessarily see that as exploiting. I just see it as me offering you something and you accepting it. Okay. Do you get where I'm coming from?
So what people are saying now is exploiting. One. And then secondly,
like the fact you can say people are saying it's not me.
People are saying it's exploiting, and to be fair, I'm going to also agree with some people who think it's exploiting because as a rich person in Nigeria, right, there are 1,001 things that you can do for the poor, for people.
Yeah, but you need something as well, so it's a give and take.
No, it is a give and take, but it is because of who she is. Ife, a public figure, it came off as tone deaf.
Fair enough. Okay, I can get that. Yes, yeah.
Because there are some people who actually would want to use a surrogate because they have medical issues in Nigeria, but cannot afford it. And then you who is like this public figure is coming to say, I can afford it, and I don't have problems. Do you understand? It's like show off.
Yeah, but that's the lifestyle, though. That's a lot of people are showing off online.
A lot of people are showing off online, but because she holds,
I feel like she's saying that because I think in her head, it's different from how it came across compared to how she felt to deliver, right?
No, she said it how she meant it.
Yeah, but what I mean is, so a lot of the things she was saying, right? Mm-hmm. I was actually while she was talking, I was agreeing with certain things because not just in the grand scheme of surrogacy, they're not just because of surrogacy, in the grand scheme of things, where she's saying things like, you don't owe anyone an explanation. Yes, I agree with that. Whatever I choose to do is my choice. I don't owe, and when I mean anyone, the public, your village aunties and your village uncles, your community, you don't owe them. People will always have something to say, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever I choose to do, I choose to do. So it was a statement like that I was like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that statement.
And that's the statement that people don't agree with.
Yeah, but that's why she's making the statement. You know the comment you read, I read that comment, and if you see what she wrote, the reply to that comment of when someone said, I'm happy that people are of the same mind in this comment section. Comment section is giving what it should be given. That was what the person said, right? She replied and said, yes, because that person said, because it's showing that a lot of us disagree with what you're saying. And she said, the reason why I'm making this video is for the other set of people that agree with what I'm saying. So where I'm trying to say is basically, you can't please the world. She's saying what she's saying because she's wanting, I feel she's saying what, or if I was the one to say, this is how I'll come from. Because I want to bring awareness to, not necessarily this topic, but I want to bring awareness to people to say, at the end of the day, do what you want to do. As long as you're not harming someone else, do what you got to do for yourself.
Then.
Damn everybody else.
That's it.
Yeah, but you can't satisfy Nigerians.
To be honest, you can't satisfy people, but as I am and as you are, right now we're not as big.
Fair.
Right? So there are certain things we say now that certain people will agree with, certain people will not agree.
There are so many that we've said in the past.
Exactly. So, but for her, it's just like saying, as a pastor, let me take it to church so you understand. As a pastor, you have this controversial opinion.
Yes.
But because you're a pastor and people look up to you,
there
are certain things you will not come on the pulpit and say.
True.
Do you understand?
But there are certain things you come and say. And that people will still not agree to.
No, there are certain things certain things that are controversial to what you stand for.
Yes.
So now, as Ife, who stands for
surrogacy?
No, women empowerment.
But that's what she's doing.
No, that's not what she's doing. She's bragging about.
I'm not seeing it from. I think it depends on your POV. I'm not seeing it from that.
My POV is that she's coming off tone deaf. That's why the comment section is.
I don't see it from that side of bragging. I'm really just seeing the message, which is, I'm not seeing her status. I'm seeing her message, which is, if you're a woman, you have a choice. You're breaking status quo. I'm not necessarily in support with the surrogacy thing. However, the message behind that I like what she's passing is, we need to break away from some traditional mentality.
Meaning you can do what you want to do
as it, because even, for example, today I was having a conversation with a colleague, right, and with a staff member, and he was saying something to me, and he mentioned something about the fact that being in the UK, he has realized that a lot of women smoke. There's a lot of people that smoke a lot. A lot of women smoke, and I was listening to him, and I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, that's how the country is. A lot of people smoke, but then the next statement he made is what made me feel, what do you mean? And I said, yeah, like, but I understand that, like, men, it's okay for men to do. And I looked at him like, what do you mean it's okay? If you're gonna say it's not good to smoke, don't say it's not good to smoke in general. But that point of this naija mentality of a man can do one thing and a woman can't do is what I'm looking at in what she's saying. I'm not, well, maybe not men.
Okay for women
to break out of certain traditional mindsets, okay? So the traditional mindset of a woman cannot do certain things, but a man can do it. And then that has stemmed to a woman cannot do a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
a different conversation. But bringing it back to this, what I saw from when she spoke was the fact that she's empowering women. You know, genuinely, I didn't know that's her content.
Yeah, that's the kind of content.
I didn't know that's what she made because I don't know the lady till recently. So I'm like, okay, I was enjoying the fact that you are mentioning, you know, and she was quite balanced. She was saying, if you want to do it, if you don't want to, if you want to have it traditionally, have it traditionally.
She wasn't being
If
balanced.
you want to,
she wasn't being no.
But did she not make that statement?
She did make that statement, but you cannot make a statement and say, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, do it. But
but because that's her POV.
Issues, but I'm going to do it.
But that's how life is. That's her opinion.
That's what I'm saying. But she has an influence.
So because you have an influence, and this is what
you have to be cautious with what you say.
You know, we watch a lot of YouTubers and a lot of social media influencers, and a lot of things I've found common with what they say a lot of time is, I don't want to be anybody's role model. I don't want to be anybody's role model, because now they've realized that because of this platform they have, they are very limited in what they say and what they do.
Yes.
Even if genuinely this is how they feel.
Yes.
So she's now trying. Exactly, but she's damning all that, and she's saying this matter of surrogacy, you should, if you want to do it without having medical issues, go ahead and do it. Yes. Because this is what I would do.
Yes.
It's like the whole body matter now. Losing going to get a mommy makeover versus not getting a mommy makeover. If we now come out and say it's something that genuinely, if I had money, I would do it. That's my opinion. That's what I would do. Yeah, so I'm now saying, okay, if I have money, I'll do it. However, those of you that are condemning people that are saying they want to do something, you shouldn't be condemning them. If a woman wants to do it, let her do it if she has the money, because I go do them. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So that's how I saw it. Now, the whole surrogacy matter. I've always been of the opinion that if you can carry your child, you should. Do you get where I'm coming from? But because unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate, we're now in a woke generation of everybody can do what they want to do. So that's where the thing sits. Genuinely, I feel like if you can, you should. Because taking it back to church and the Bible says somewhere in Genesis, that you should be fruitful and multiply. That's part of what God wants us to do. Yeah. And I believe all you Bible scholars out there can come and correct me. I believe
put the Bible verse down there.
I believe it was referring to more like reproduction and reproducing to multiply the earth, right? Children. So I believe that if you can carry your own child, you should. But then again, who am I to impose my beliefs on people? If you are healthy and you're fine and you're choosing that, okay, I don't want to carry my child because of the uncommon reasons or the reasons why, like,
people do it.
You know, I don't want my body to alter and things like that. Then
vain
reasons. Well, then that is your choice. And I feel that this is what she was trying to say.
That everybody.
But she was coming from a point of she would do it. But I'm coming from a point of I won't necessarily do it. If I can carry my child, I will.
I understand what
but if you want to do it, carry on.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying makes no, it's fine. What you said makes a whole lot of sense. What the controversy in this is that Ife's platform was built with people, women who look up to her, who do not necessarily, most of them are not that financially buoyant.
Okay.
So some of them are mothers who are trying to conceive, mothers who are ladies, wives.
And I think
so it is just a sensitive topic for you to come and stand on.
So that's why I feel like that's the insensitivity. But then she can always argue that it's my platform. If you don't like it, get away.
But that's the thing. The same platform that you want to chase people away from.
It's the same people that built you on it.
They built you
Fair.
up. Do you get
I get it. I get where you're coming from.
If you have like 90% of your audience, right, that built you up, and then what you're saying, 90% of that audience does not agree with you.
So what do you want her to do in this case? She said what she said, and she said
what she said, and then
said it with her chest.
She made another video apologizing.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I'll look for it and probably insert it. She made another video saying she's sorry, but that she said it for she made that statement because of certain reasons, but she's not willing to share at this moment. That's what she said. That she's not willing to share. But initially,
this is my problem with all these influencers now.
Initially, you had said
you had come to stand on business.
You don't have medical issues. You just don't want to carry.
See.
And then later, because of the dragging,
the pressure.
Because if that 90% of the audience that built you up decide to unfollow you, you're nothing without them. Do you get?
Especially because that's your.
Stay on brand, basically. Now be authentic, but stay on brand.
But how can you stay on brand and be authentic? I think that's a blurred line because a lot of people don't.
No, so this is what people miss. So now when people start a brand, they are like, okay, X, Y, and Z, this is how this brand will be. But then as you transition, as your mind changes, you don't carry people along. If I relocated, it's like, how do I put? Let's take you and I for an instance.
Okay.
Right? We started this platform where mommies, where girls, we like to turn up, or this or that. But then tomorrow we become
short collars, ballers.
You get what I'm saying? And then we'll start talking about luxury items.
Stop.
Do you understand?
Okay. The niche is changing. Shifting.
So we don't change from this and straight to that.
Okay.
When we get our first deal, we're going to buy a luxury bag. They understand that, our followers understand that. Okay, this is where we are now. So if more people are coming to the platform, they understand. They grow with us.
But do you feel that's what's happening to her, though? I don't feel so. I feel like she's still on brand, though.
I don't think she's still on brand.
I believe so because, and I love the fact that we're on opposite sides, because I would like you guys to also watch, listen, and
yeah, and let us know what
genuinely,
you think.
maybe because I didn't follow her from the start, so I wouldn't know. But from the little explanation you have given, I still feel she's on brand because she's still addressing a different type of a different set of women.
But you can address a different set of women, educate them about surrogacy without necessarily throwing money in people's faces and saying, "Oh, I can afford it. I want to do it. I don't have."
And she said the friends, the people she's talking to are the people in the bracket that can afford it.
So and those are not the people that built you up.
Yeah, fair. I can understand that.
That's why it comes off as insensitive.
But in terms of, I get it. But in terms of giving grace, I feel like she's still on brand.
I don't think she's on brand, but we can still give her grace because who knows. Everything was saying
and the thing is, it could have stemmed. Sorry to cut you. It could have stemmed from something like you said. She mentioned in the apology video that she can't give a reason. So it stemmed from something.
So exactly. Then don't be deceitful. Why not be authentic and say,
I'm making this statement.
Okay, I cannot share the reasons why I feel
like
I'm
traffic. We're still trying to get traffic to watch. No, everything is still content.
Everything is content. So why not say? Okay, I'm going through something I'm not willing to share now, but I believe I'm going to do surrogacy, or I want to do it.
Now,
because I cannot share why, but I believe I'm going to do it. And then explain what surrogacy is.
I was going to ask a question, which you also touched on. Apparently, someone asked a comment in the comment section, yeah? While I was listening to it, do you know what was coming to my mind? I was thinking, in a video that I watched, she said she was 42. So I'm thinking, just like that person said, 15 years ago, if you were in your 20s, would you still have this mindset?
No, definitely not. So,
in as much as she's preaching, oh, I'm good, I'm all that, you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah.
There could be real reasons why she's saying all this.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, and that's why I get when you said...
She wants to keep her figure. You know, people say, pregnancy takes a toll on you mentally.
Baby, it's taking a toll on everybody. Yeah, so we are not size 12 anymore. Pushing size 18, bro. But it is what it is. But yeah, I get it. I'm just all about, you know me, I like when people speak their truth, if genuinely that's their truth. Genuinely that's their truth, right?
I don't think that's genuinely her truth.
And I think that's where we are differing, because you are seeing it as, that's not really your truth.
It's not because you're okay. If you don't want to share, no problem, don't tell us. But don't now say, I'm okay, I just don't want to carry.
But what if question to you, is there someone out there that
there are people who are okay
and don't want to carry?
Of course, but they don't have a big platform with followers who look up to them like that.
Is it Beyonce that did surrogacy, or one of these celebrities did surrogacy? I know it's Beyonce. I don't know.
Kim did surrogacy.
Chloe
did surrogacy.
But she has a big platform and she done it.
They have a big platform, but Kim's brand is not. Kim has always been controversial.
Yeah, okay.
Ife was never a controversial person.
But that's fine. If she wants to be controversial, she can be as well. It's choice. So it's still choice.
That's a switch.
That's fine.
That's a switch.
It's okay. That's what I'm trying to preach. It's okay. As women, as human beings, we evolve. And I get it that you are trying to, and it's good. What you're saying is good. It's good to carry your audience along. It's very good. But at the end of the day, if you want change,
carrying along, quick one. Let me just quickly shout out to our new followers. We're carrying along. You guys can see our followers have grown.
Are you sure we're carrying them along?
No, yeah. We're carrying along.
The way we grew,
it has grown.
Let's give a big shout out to JP 2025.
I said JP 2025. We have grown and we'll keep growing.
We'll continue to grow because
so
damn.
We get to 5K.
Reduce your shoulder.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. But yeah, guys, the whole conversation is but yeah, guys, tell us what you think about the whole surrogacy thing. What do you think? I don't think I've asked you. What is your stance on surrogacy 1 and 2, choosing to go that route if regardless of whether you have a medical condition or infertility issue? What do you think?
I think I'm for surrogacy.
Okay.
I'm pro surrogacy. If you have issues medically, whatever, you're infertile, of course do it.
Yes.
Kids are a blessing.
Because even the Bible passage that says multiply is still a form of multiplying.
Yeah, it's a form of multiplying. So
yeah.
I'm definitely pro surrogacy. Now, doing it when nothing is wrong with you, to be honest with you, if that's what you want to do,
do it.
And you can afford it.
And you can afford. Thank you. Yes. So that's my point as well. If you can afford it, one, and if you're doing it the right way, because there are right ways. Anything in Nigeria is scary, but in the abroad, I've not really experienced it within like real life, but in like movies, I've seen people go through that process in movies, and there are processes to get to that point of surrogacy. Like they have the database, medical health centers and stuff. They have the database of the women that are doing it. Exactly. Do you get what I mean?
So they have like your history, your medical history, all those things.
They have a database of women that is like men that actually sign up to be sperm donors. There are women that sign up to be surrogate mothers. So it's there. But Naija, a lot of it is like one girl down the streets.
Like you just walk up to
just find one cousin down the, that kind of thing.
I don't think
I feel that's where the exploitation comes in.
If you want to do it, you can afford it. I totally agree, do it. But I do not believe that we have that kind of platform of women looking up to us like Ife. Do you understand?
Well, maybe she does now. She has rich people. She said it now that the people she's talking to are her rich friends.
Most of them
that
are
can afford it.
Content creators like Chef D. She has a few content creator friends who also follow her platform. But you make it's just be sensitive, right?
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Be sensitive.
Audience. And I'm hoping that our audience is like as open-minded as we are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we were very open-minded though. So don't come here and be closed-minded and say women should not. Women should not. Women will, and women will. We will do what we gotta do.
No, we're open-minded
with sense,
with caution.
With caution, yes.
Certain things with caution. So we're not all the way open-minded.
But it's similar to I divert, right? It's similar to like this whole wave of Ozempic and Mounjaro and this weight loss drug, right?
Yeah.
People can also argue the fact that if you can go to the gym or if you can diet or whatever, why are you going through the easy route or whatever? Do you get where I'm coming from? But there are women that they can, and these things are expensive. Like those drugs are pretty expensive, right? So if we're talking money and being braggy and stuff, there are people that will come out and say, yes, I use Mounjaro.
Yeah, there are people who say,
and they say on TikTok, is everywhere on TikTok. Do you get where I'm coming from? But I come from a point of, if you can afford it, carry on.
Yes.
Carry on. Fair enough, this one, they're not involving another person. Whereas surrogate, there's another person that is possibly looking for money.
Dicey. Yes.
Yeah.
This one is your money on your body.
Yes. But this one is your money and another person's body.
Another person's body, another person's mental.
But that's where I feel if you are going to do surrogacy, I feel like you need to go through the right channels. Go through the right channels so you avoid the whole exploitation issue.
So exactly.
Simple.
Go through the right channels.
If they're hospitals,
they are
vetted. Because there are so many movies I've seen. This is not even Nigerian movies, abroad movies, that the surrogate woman will now born. Oh, I bonded with the baby. It's now time to give up the baby. No, you don't want to give up the baby. Exactly. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So do your research. Find the right hospital that will support you through and through. Find the right candidate that will help you with it. Sign contracts are there.
Contracts are
sign contracts. Make sure things they're not blurred. And then that's it. Do what you gotta do to get what you gotta get.
really, it just made it messy. But
let me go into another thing again. I know we don't have a lot of time, but there's a movie on Netflix. I don't know if you've watched it. It's The Baby Farm.
I haven't. I tried.
Yeah, so it's similar to this, but not. But I just remembered now, like the woman, Rita Dominic was the celebrity in the movie, and she wanted a baby by all costs. She really wanted a child, and because of that desperation, she was willing to. There was a farm of these white doctors, and they were actually harvesting children from prostitutes or people young girls that ran away from their families because they got pregnant. Things like that. So they will take them into this facility, which in actual fact, I've spoiled this movie for you guys. In actual fact, is like a prison. Do you get me?
It's like a baby farm.
So yeah, it's a baby farm. Literally, they lie to these girls that they're going to give them a good life. They will take care of them, and once they give birth to the child, they don't want the child. It's like adoption. Give up your child for adoption,
but
and
then
they
let them go, or they keep them there
and keep reproducing. They
sad.
do like insemination of sperm into them. Some of them, the men there will sleep with them, get them pregnant.
Oh, no.
You know, that sort of thing. So I just brought it up because, just the fact that some women get to the point where maybe because they can't have a child, they're so desperate and they just want the child
and they don't
at
care
all costs. They don't care.
Do
you get? So back to what we're saying, do your research, find the right hospitals, the right channels, and then do what you gotta do.
Just educate yourself. And as a surrogate, being the one carrying the child, if that's something you ever consider. Some people do it out of the goodness of their hearts.
Yes.
Like, this family is struggling. Let me
help. Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, then fine, do it. But also do your research and bear in mind that there are postpartum stresses.
Yeah.
There are mental traumas that come with it.
And there's some women that carry pregnancy properly, very well.
Yes.
For example, touch wood. My sister is one person that pregnancy is. She's the Hebrew woman. They spoke about the Hebrew woman.
I changed.
Literally, like, she's so good with pregnancy and like she's great with child. Like, she's the type of person that if she wants to be a surrogate, she'll be a good surrogate. Because
so people like that.
So if you know that you're the type of person that you carry pregnancy well, it doesn't affect you, then and you sign up to be that, that's great. Yeah. So you ask me like, what do I think? That's what I feel. I feel like as a person looking for a child, if that's your means of getting it, go for it. Because I feel like you're also helping someone else's life, who is the actual person carrying the child, if they are in need of assistance and they are healthy enough to carry a child and they agree, all well and good. At the end of the day, is to bring a child into this world, and to help a family that needs a child. That's great for me.
And if you're a mom, you're trying to conceive, I pray God
blesses you
with the fruit of the womb.
Yes, so we pray for you out there.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but we will just say, hang in there. That waiting time that they say, the waiting time is very hard, and a lot of people can't relate, tough. But just hang in there. Stay encouraged, just keep renewing your mind with the word of God, because that's the only person, the only being that can help you through the process. It's only God, not even your spouse, because they can never understand why you really want a child.
But also bear in mind that it's the same God who put all this, who blessed doctors and professionals to come up with things like surrogacy and IVF. So
don't be close-minded. Yes, if you can afford it, if you can try it, IVF, surrogacy, even adoption.
There's something called IUD. I don't know what
IUD is contraceptive.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Sketch that.
I'm sorry.
It's like the coil.
Because it has three letters.
IUD, IVF.
But
yeah.
But so if you can afford it,
try other means. And just be positive. It's not easy, but you get there. What your heart desires, God will bless you with it.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen. And I think this is a great way to close the episode.
It is. If you got to this point, please do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's been nice having this chat.
I know.
I think educative and informative.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we've done our big one, what we can. I mean, go back and do your research. So,
and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Love.
Always. Bye. Mwah.